Hello, what's up, folks? Welcome once again to another hot issue session together with us here at Act Now for What's for Lunch. Mio Adlan here, as always, accompanying you menemani Anda. Sementara Anda menikmati juadah makanan tengah hari while you guys are enjoying your lunch, we want to just come to your screens and share with you what are the latest issues, what are the hot topics that we want to explore with together for the next half an hour. And we do hope that you are having a glorious Tuesday. So far, diadakan hari Selasa anda adalah hari yang berbahagia, hari yang hebat, hari yang terbaik untuk anda. Yes, a lot of offices are obviously open right now to 100% capacity as long as 80% of your staff members are fully vaccinated. So hope you guys are still practicing the SOPs. If you guys are in a very close kind of area, make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves in making sure that your distance between each other are there, and then jangan nak apa bebas terlalu sangat. Make sure that you guys sanitize your hand as many times as you possibly can, because why, the virus is still around us. It is still flying here, there, and everywhere. All we can hope for is for you guys to be as awesome as you possibly can. Alright, and of course, kalau bab-bab hot issue ni, saya pastinya tidak kesorangan. Of course, I will never be alone by doing these kind of things, by sharing you guys the hot issues that's happening in Malaysia right now. Ladies and gents, allow me to introduce to you, as always, my partner in crime, Mr. Melvin Lam. Hey, Melvin, what is up?
Hi, good afternoon to you. Finally, I got my screen back. I'm so happy.
Yes, you look definitely very presentable as well. With your screen properly done, with proper lighting, you look radiant as ever. Just cuma tak ada
Oh, thank you.
spanding je kan?
Thank you so much. And today, I'd like to wish everyone happy Mid-Autumn Festival. 中秋節快樂. Yes, today where tonight, you can still celebrate in the evening, in your compound, in your balcony, when your family has some nice mooncake, peanut, Chinese tea, and admire the blue black moon, if that is one. And
Kalau kita dapat tengok bulan.
yes, you can still have your lanterns over your compound or in your balcony to usher this festival. All right, it's the Mid-Autumn Festival. All right.
Exactly. I mean, like, it doesn't mean that when we are in this kind of predicament, kita dah berpengalaman actually. We have actually experienced a few celebrations already. You got your Adil Fitri before, Adi Adha, and for the Chinese, obviously, Chinese New Year. For the Christians, we had Christmas. For the Hindus, we had Deepavali. All of these different celebrations, we have experienced them together already. It's all about you. It's all about how you make it your own and how you dress it up. You don't have to be all super extravaganza sangat-sangat. You can just still have your proper celebration amongst your closest loved ones that you have in at home. And always, you can use the power of technology and to communicate with others, right, Melvin?
Yes, yeah. I mean, with your family members. But this phase 2 thing or phase 3 is relative able to gather in their own relative house.
I tak berani nak cakap juga sebab bila I baca the SOPs, tak ada pula dia kata you tak boleh ziarah-menziarah, you tak boleh nak mengunjung rumah saudara mara you. There was never there stated, but I guess it's all up to the individuals themselves. As long as they practice proper hygiene, proper SOPs, you can basically do whatever it is that you want as long as you do not endanger people's lives. Common sense, which is not common. Betul, Melvin?
Well, you would tell me more after one topic that's so near you now that you are so...
Yeah. We're definitely going to come back to that topic later on to the show. So, guys, we got 3 topics that we want to talk about today. We got 2 big topics and 1 small topic. But the first topic that we want to highlight is about the financial status, the financial crisis that a lot of people are experiencing right now. Yelah, semenjak businesses had to be closed down way back in March 2020, Alhamdulillah, luckily right now we are actually able to have some sort of normality, with businesses able to open, able to operate. People are able to go out and look for money, basically, with the kinds of work that they are attached to. But we can't avoid the fact that it has been a very tough 1.5 years, almost 2 years, in fact. And a lot of people, unfortunately, they had to resort to loaning money, meminjam duit. And unfortunately, diorang pinjam from this loan sharks kepada orang-orang yang ada dekat luar sana, which may have not have proper accreditation, yang mungkin tak ada proper licensing, and they are borrowing monies from these people. And unfortunately, with loan sharks, as we all know already, the interests are very high, and they actually use violence as a source of intimidation to get that money back from you. And that's the topic that we want to cover today, about loan sharks taking advantage of the pandemic. Start us off, please, Melvin.
Yeah, it's a serious topic. It's always been not resolved, but you see a lot of media write up, and yet nothing has been done. The COVID-19 epidemic actually affects some business owners so severely that they turn to loan sharks in desperation for assistance. Yeah, because these business owners, they still have to pay the operation costs, like the rental. If they have to maintain the skeleton staff, they still have to maintain them. Business are not good, so they have to resort to borrowing. And because they are running out of their own capital, because it has been almost 2 years. I mean, since last March. So how much can you? But you are burning every day, And this is the, and also it's not limited to just business owners. Even individuals has actually start to borrow, right? And they had to pay their loans to the high interest rates. And you know how much they charge, Mio?
How much?
The interest rate might be less than 10% per month at first, but there's a lot of hidden fees or terms, barely that's not in. They don't tell you until you borrow the money, right? It could be end up at something like 10% per week or more on surcharges.
Wow.
On the survey tell you, oh yeah, it's fine, it's 10% per month, but when you borrow or you sign and all these things, there are a lot of hidden costs that they don't tell you, and you end up probably is not to sell your whole family is so not enough to recover, to pay.
Yeah, exactly. And this is affecting all types of Malaysian. We're talking about, as you mentioned, we're talking about business owners, we're talking about personal loan that has been taken up by individuals. Tak kisahlah you orang Melayu ke, you orang Cina ke, you orang India ke. It's affecting all of Malaysians down here, and there have been reported cases by, for instance, I'm reading here, the Muslim Consumer Association Malaysia, for instance, said borrowers come from all income levels, and the loans can range from less than RM100, serendah RM100 pun orang pinjam duit, until RM1,000,000. And it is true, as what Melvin has actually mentioned, when these people unfortunately borrow from all of this loan sharks, from all of this unaccredited, unlicensed people, the amount of interest that hit back to the loanee, to the person who's actually borrowing, it is just so ridiculous, and they are expected to be paying back at a very, very short amount of time. Even banks never practice this kind of thing. And I cuma nak cakap kat you, Melvin, I think unfortunately why people are resorting to loan sharks is because, again, they are just so desperate, because going through banks, going through the proper channels, they won't get the money that they want. For instance, paying their debt, and then there's a lot of red tape to go through and everything. Pergi loan shark, you tunjuk IC je, and then you can get your 10,000, your 50,000, whatnot. But that's super dangerous, right?
Yeah, they encourage you to borrow. They say, oh, easy, just give you IC. And probably someone takung you. Your guarantor. That's about it. Make it easy for you. And in someone's at that stage, they want to get over it fast and hope that they can recover fast and pay back. When you manage to pay back, they say, oh, this is not enough. That's more than that. So I'll give you an example. This is somewhere in this year, May 18. A hawker borrowed a total amount of 14,000 ringgit from 3 Along in March and April to help his business. This is in Iskandar Putri, who has suffered a dip in business due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So with the help of the family, he managed to pay back the loans in full at the end of April with receipts of the proof. However, the hawker who thought his worries were over after paying off his debts to 3 loan sharks, now harassed by someone who's posting his my card and spending motor on social media. And they say it's not enough. You have others' interest, all the surcharges that you have not paid.
These are the kind of things when it comes to loan sharks. When these people conduct their business, they are very good in the fine print. They're very good in this, or should I say, hiding the terms and conditions so that the borrower, they don't see all these things. All they want to see is that, I'm getting 10,000 instantly, I'm getting 20,000 instantly. But the borrower, unfortunately, they don't seem to understand what's actually behind the money that they're borrowing, the terms and condition, how much you have to pay within 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 28 days, or whatever, and then the amount of time that the borrower needs to pay. And even though they think that they have made full payment, they tend to always forget the extra charges that was placed upon by the loan shark. And one of the things that actually happened, I do want to highlight this from our friend as well down in Kulai, is actually one of the citizens down there in Kulai actually suffers debt from her own father. They actually inherit the father's debt down in Kulai. Share with us. Itu ada gambar kawan kita tu sebenarnya tu, kan?
Yes, this Chua, who is I always call it the Prince of Kulai, is very helpful, and this has brought to his attention that the daughter of the borrower actually was harassed by the loan shark, and the father has actually left the house. All right, and now the daughter say, "Please return and settle your debts." The daughter is a dirty, who known as He says his father, 55, left home in Indaputra, Kulai, because of the harassment started because I think he couldn't take it, but left. But unfortunately, the daughter is now been harassed, and even I think his younger brother tried to call the three guy, but they create a scenes in front of their houses and try to embarrass them, And what this guy, the loan shark, accused his father of borrowing 50,000 from the company they work for and told her to pay up his debt. She probably doesn't even sign as guarantor. It just happens to a father-daughter relationship. They have to now force it to them to pay out. It's pretty unfair. I mean, why do you go to the family? I mean, if they're not involved. And I think now, if you have anything, listeners also please voice to us. We'll try our best. And this morning, I call KPKT, which is the Ministry of Housing and Local Government. I speak to the high officer there. I say, is the licensed so-called borrowers, alias loan shark, those licensed loan sharks, is it under your ministry? He come back later. Yes, they are under the KPKT ministry's control, means the issue loan shark. So I actually text back and say, I appreciate that the ministries themselves have a dialogue with this operator, loan shark operator. Tell them, please behave yourself. We are giving you a license, a business license to operate, but we did not give you a license to harass your borrowers or harass their family members.
Okay, but I do want to rebut here a bit. I do want to. I mean, again, I'm not on the side of the loan sharks. Obviously not. I mean, unfortunately, we know how these people actually operate. But for instance, I am a business owner. I do this money lending operation, and I lend to you, Melvin, for instance, 10,000 ringgit. But you can't pay within the agreed time. How else am I supposed to get my money? I mean, am I just supposed to just keep quiet and to wait for you to pay? That's not fair as well, right?
It's nothing. It's a business. You win or you lose. You are a finance institute right? You are a license, means that it's SOP laws to govern your operations. This is the bank. If the bank can't get the loans, they go through the legal way to get you. They will not harass you, pour paints to your house, to your gates, and all these things, harassments. They have to be a proper system. So if you have to be transparent when you give a loan, okay, this is the interest of this. You do not hide everything underneath that the borrower does not know. And in the cases like such, that's not read out. If they prove you want to pay you and you don't come back to them, that all other things they have not been paid.
Yeah, that's the thing. But coming back to this,
the KPKT, if such cases happen, have a dialogue with them. We strictly revoke your license. As easy as that.
But Melvin pula, I nak jadi peminjam pula. I want to be the borrower pula. Yes, again, we've been experiencing life in a different spectrum altogether for the past 1.5, almost 2 years, and it has been difficult. You being a business owner, you've suffered difficulties in repayment, in making sure that your staff are being paid. I myself, as a father, as a guy who's working on freelance, I suffer financially as well. There's no other way sometimes, orang yang pergi pinjam duit ni, people who went to borrow money ni, I believe that they have no other way. They can't resort to any other method except going to the along to settle their debt or to pay for their rental and whatnot and everything. How else can they live, Melvin? Can we blame the borrowers?
We can't blame borrowers. Borrowers need to honor what they pay. They have to, if they can't pay on time, this so-called loan sharks company have to so-called allowances. I mean, so-called renegotiate and not to subject of violence or dirty tactics of embarrassing them. So yes, you owe me. I borrowed to you. It's a business. Remember, right? And you manage not to pay. Please, okay, renegotiate how we scatter or installments and scatter installments on longer period, but not put in interest plus interest and all these things, because I don't think, the government should, government, please wake up. You actually, this people who borrow is your riot. It's the people that you should take care of and not being so-called take advantage or victimized by this certain sector of people, because otherwise you find more people commit suicide. A subject that we have touched yesterday.
Yeah.
Right.
So to actually wrap this topic up, it is very, very true. We totally understand. Any human, for that matter, will totally understand the difficulties that everyone is experiencing right now, especially when you're a business owner or when you have mouths to feed, when you have a family to take care of, regardless, however big or small it may be. But at the end of the day, it's all about being responsible. It's all about being true to yourself. If you are the borrower, really think 2, 3, 4 times whether or not you need to resort to this kind of things. You need to borrow money, and even for the money lenders themselves, these people, violence is never accepted. There's no way in God's green earth that you can actually resort to violence when you want to claim back your money, when you want to get your money back. You are under the contract. You need to honor that contract, however it is. Take a legal route to it. Never resort to things that's not to be done. That's never supposed to be done. That's only the advice that we can actually give out, and we do hope that with the opening of industries right now, people will be able to come back to some sort of normality, and they would deter themselves from actually going to all of these money lenders and try to get money. Okay, stop. Enough. Dah lama dah borak pasal benda ni. I think we talk the longest in regards to the topic. But we do want to commend again our friend Chua down in Kulai for being a very responsible citizen down there, wanting to help out and wanting to make sure that at least the citizen or the community around him is taken care of. The voices of his community members are being heard of, and actions will be taken with his help, hopefully, down there where he's doing. Tabik you, Chua. Thank you so much for doing the best job that you can down there. Okay.
Bravo to you.
Okay, jumping to our second topic in hand. Yes, we've talking. Okay, tengok bahasa orang putih aku pun dah tak betul dah. We've spoken about a few things when it comes to mental health issues. We've spoken about how people become so super stressed. We talked about how people are wanting to commit suicide, wanting to end their lives because the fact that they cannot handle how the world works anymore. And one group of people that we tend to not give extra notice, unfortunately, but they are suffering from mental illness, they are suffering from mental health issues, are actually our frontliners, Melvin. Because why? These people are at the front, literally facing the virus head on, and yet we don't really give too much attention to them when it comes to mental health and what they are suffering themselves. Melvin, apa cerita ni, Melvin?
Well, this is expected. That's why we have this at now Courage ribbon to tribute to the frontliners. That means the ribbons that all we have behind our screens that I'm wearing. But I probably it's just a lockdown. It did not get much excitement, even though Tones Dr. City is our patron. But I think we're not give up. We're gonna commemorate this every year, August, like it or not. We're going to impact everything because the frontliners from every year, even though the pandemic has settled, we have to remember them. And it was actually a study conducted by the Institute of Higher Health Behavior Research that last year revealed that 14.2% of health frontliners suffer from severe mental disorder. That's a lot. Where we have friends or all those things who probably contacted positive. The whole family will be so-called stressed out. But those people who are there to take care of us, they themselves also suffer. You know, and we are very selfish. How many of us actually pay or respect them with a big thank you? None. Yep. And not to say because we have launched Act Now Culture Ribbons. When I put this message across, a lot of people just yes, yeah, cool, thank you, but they not take initiative. You know, I tell everyone. Please, those who listen to this program, just post something in your social media. You don't have to use our ribbon and all. Say thank you, frontliners, for helping us out during this time. That's about it. We want.
Yeah, exactly. And just to share a bit of more numbers, it is reported since March 2020 when the pandemic hit our country. The study tracked the data over 10,000 frontliner workers, assessing the extent of which the COVID-19 mental health crisis has taken its toll on the mental health as well as high pressure sectors. And the risk of burnout, we're talking about the risk of burnouts from these people, from the frontliners, with 60% of staff experiencing a chronically poor work-life balance, especially paramedics and emergency nurses and physicians. Remember when we were hitting enormous numbers? We're talking about high capacity rate of people admitting to the hospitals, how the frontliners had to, literally stay and live in the hospital, working almost 24 hours a day because they thought that they could see the ray of light at the end of the tunnel, but it was actually taken back from them and diorang kena layan lagi orang sakit banyak because kita tak nak fikir untuk jaga diri kita. We don't want to think about ourselves to take care of our own health, pakai mask, keep a proper physical distancing. These are the ones who are getting burnouts. These are the ones that are getting mentally tired, and it could lead to anything which is much nastier moving forward, Melvin. It is scary that our doctors, our nurses, our guards, our people at the front are tiring and having mental issues, Melvin.
Yeah, you see, as a normal person, people, when you have contacted positive, probably you confine yourself in a room and all these things. But these are the people that daily routines they have been exposed, and they are so stressed and they are so worried that they might bring this back home to loved ones. You know, so let's say we are not the frontliners.
Sorry, Melvin.
We are worried about ourselves.
Sebelum nak sambung tu, sebelum nak sambung tu, I nak cerita dengan you. Actually, a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, who was actually involved being a frontliner dekat Hospital Kuala Lumpur GHKL. He literally lived in a tent in his taman, as in his lawn, for 2 to 3 weeks straight. He couldn't come into the house, only using the bathroom facilities. He could not see his children. He cannot see his wife because he was directly in front with the COVID-19 patients. He didn't want to expose himself to his family member. Duduk dalam kemah, Melvin.
So I have to salute them. From my heart, I really appreciate these frontliners. I hope that one day we are able to do more aggressive. People participate in the programs, whatever program, to appreciate these frontliners. And the doctors have also called for more mental health support schemes for frontliners. So that those undergoing graduate training in government hospitals, they get the support. They have relevant platform that can reach out to so-called relieve the stress. That's why hopefully, with God bless, next month, which is quite soon, we are rolling out these schemes ourselves. In the program I mentioned 2 days ago, Act Now is an evening show. We'll tell you the time and date. We have professional psychologists. It's a very friendly kind of conversations program. Please write into us what they like to share, the day-to-day issues and all those things. So we hope by the end of the program, everyone will be a bit enlightened, relieved, you know. So we will be participating in such program. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Hopefully. So make sure you guys check out our online social media channels, our Facebook specifically for all the latest updates for Dear
Yeah.
Act Now. We're going to be kicking it off very, very soon. So stay tuned with us. More information will be giving out, and we will definitely give you guys a shout out when
Yeah.
we are ready to run with it. Okay. And of the
Okay.
second topic, oh, itu pun dah penat dah. Itu pun dah panas dah. So kita sekarang nak lompat tentang topik apa yang quick updates. Tapi ini lagi panas, Melvin. Ini aku nak marah ni. Ini aku nak marah. Aku no, to kick things off with the topic that we want to bring to you for this quick updates is really, nak cakap pun susah lah, Melvin. Seriously, you know why? Because this is very close to my heart, and I don't really understand how people in our God's green earth can actually do such a thing. Why am I saying so? I just want to share with you first before we actually even talk about it. I nak share dengan you gambar ni je. What do you see, Melvin? What do you see in this picture?
Floods of ravages. This is it in Langkawi? I don't know where it is. Is it somewhere?
Exactly. Ever since the pilot project of Langkawi being opened to the public not long ago, we're talking about from the 16th of September, which is 4 hari yang lalu, only 4 to 5 days ago, the pilot project of the Tourism Department of Ministry of Tourism of Malaysia opened up its doors to all the public to go and enjoy living a bit of a normal life. And then this happened. Stupidity happens, Melvin. Geram aku. Kau tolong
Yes,
cakap dulu sebelum aku nak marah ni.
I think there's a lot of stupid people outside who doesn't care about Mother Nature's environments. It's very sad. I think that's why I say there's three types of people in the world. One is like you and me who make things happen, who make sure that our earth is protected for our generations to come. Second is just like, oh, I just know what happened, and third people who just I do not know what happened. I just littering is it? Yeah, I just throw things out. Is it wrong?
Itulah,
No.
I mean like, no, the mentality of people, I can understand. Contohnya kan. So, contohnya, I buang sampah. So,
Yeah.
I would have the mentality like, alah, I seorang je buang sampah, tak banyak pun, there's only one sampah. But the problem is that it's not just one person who's thinking like that. Thousands and thousands of people are actually thinking about it. And this beach, as you can see in the picture right now, this beach was so beautiful 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago because there was no human being to pollute it. And it only took 5 days. 5 days of human stupidity for it to look like that. Polystyrene dah terapung, sampah dah terapung. Aduh, akai ada ke? What's going on, Malaysians? I mean, come on.
The akal is in their asshole.
Wow.
I mean, this is 4 days. I can't imagine by end of this month. And then what this happens, probably the habitats, fishes, penyu, and all this, they will probably take it as food, they eat it, they in their stomach, they will die of it, So we have to do something. I mean, and now it's definitely, we hope those good people around, the little 5% of the population, citizens, please, we empower you to take actions. It's good, do not say, these are the stupid people. Take actions, report to us. We will find programs when we are, hopefully things are now better. We will work with the ministries. We want to work very closely with them. And probably I hope YB, Datu Sri, Nancy, the Minister of Tourism, also, she have said, oh, it's a successful project. Langkawi want to open more islands. Yes, I think it is under control. But tell the people when they step into any resort island, give in the airport a little leaflet, do not litter.
Itulah.
Or in the terminal when you exit or the waiting site.
As quick as possible.
Please keep our islands clean.
Itulah, when we started off at the beginning of the show, you mentioned to me about common sense. Unfortunately, it's not common anymore. This is what it is. This used to be the simplest thing that you don't need reminding. You don't need people to tell you that you need to be tidy, that you need to, take care of your cleanliness, take care of your surroundings, jangan buang sampah. The fact that you have to be reminded often, so many times, is not
I,
common anymore. So let's bring back common sense,
I
Melvin.
think the parliament should pass a law. Those who caught littering will be stuffed back to all the rubbish in their mouth.
Oh, penat lah kalau cerita pasal macam ni. Again, this problem has been going on ever since we were children, ever since you were a child, ever since I was a child, ever since I have a child of my own right now, and I don't know whether this will still prolong until we have become grandparents or great grandparents or whatever it is, until our cucu cicit or whatnot. But we do hope, please, please humans, please Malaysian humans, orang yang hebat, orang yang awesome, tolonglah jaga kebersihan. Tengok marah sangat ni. Bila cerita pasal ni, marah sangat ni Melvin, geram aku. Okay, that's all for now. That's only the amount of anger that we can actually convey to you guys. We are not angry with you, of course. We're not angry with you guys, but we are just upset with a few of you out there who's not doing their part in taking care of, not even the world, taking care of ourselves, taking care of the citizens, taking care of our own community. Itu je, kita tak minta banyak Melvin, betul?
Yes, we don't ask for more. Because probably those who litter have no generations to come.
Maybe there are one.
I don't have children, but I don't litter. I care for your children.
Common sense, dia tak common dah. Itulah masalahnya ada pening aku topik dia. Okay, tak apa, kita akan kembali together. Melvin and I will be coming back again tomorrow, Melvin.
Yes, okay. Have a happy lunch and happy Autumn Festival. I hope everyone enjoy this evening with your loved one.
Okay, thanks, Melvin.
Do not litter. After eating all the mooncake and all the box and all this, just throw out and all this chuck.
All right, thanks a lot, Melvin. See you tomorrow.
All right, bye. Okay.
Bye. Itu je. Pesanannya ringkas, a very simple request from us is that please be a responsible human being. You don't have to be the greatest human being, even. I mean, it doesn't take that much of an effort for you to be a responsible one. Take care of yourself, take care of your people surrounding, take care of your loved ones, take care of the world in that sense. Okay, jaga diri baik-baik. Please, come on, Malaysian. We need to open our doors and we need to be proper. We need to be awesome. All right, not for the bad things, but obviously for the good ones as well. Mio Adlan here, signing out for today's hot issue. What's for lunch? Hope to see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care now. Happy lunching. Bye bye.